Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. Alright, so for this one here, we are again here doing our Druid chain. And we're actually on to the last part. Now, in order to even pick up this one here, you need to have first completed the other 3 quests. At which point you will be able to talk to the Druid. And again, our entrance is in the wagon here. So this one is a little bit longer and actually the most difficult of the chain, as the last part should be. So the first thing we're going to do here is bring out our hireling to get some buffs going, and then to of course buff ourselves as well. Now for this one I am going to be casting lightning resistance. I should have been doing it all along, but you know, I'm not the brightest bulb in the batch. Alright, so once we get in, we do want to head off to the left, heading south, and we're going to come across a bunch of wood boats here. Ooh, and he got upgraded. Cool. So yeah, this first little fight with the wood boats is probably one of your harder ones, just because of how many there are right away. Okay, ooh, another key. So yeah, it's still day 1 of the event for me, so still lapping it all in. Alright, so once you've killed everyone here, you are going to proceed to kind of like the southwestern corner of the room, or essentially head right when you enter and just kind of hug that right wall. It'll take you to this barricade here. Now in here, as you see, there is a large group of people, and wolves and a whole bunch of things to fight. So again, it's going to be just another beatdown. Now we do have a lot of these corrupted druids. These guys can be actually kind of difficult, as they have some nice spells there, and again, they are spell based, so casters tend to suck unless they're on your team. Once you've gone and dealt with that group of people, oh, a couple to the left, we're then going to proceed to the end of the room and head through our door right there. There we go. Now, just like before, got to do the same thing all over again. here, we're gonna run into these corrupted dryads. Now, I don't like them because they like casting heals, which makes things difficult, for obvious reasons. And especially when you have, you know, groups of them all kind of gathering up, it just makes them that much harder to kill. They also like that ice storm and enveloping swarm. Just overall, don't like them. Alright, so once they are defeated, again, we're just going to proceed through the room. And we'll come across this one here with a little druid telling us to turn back. Now, you can approach her. She doesn't do anything if you do. However, if you approach the wall here and try to attack it, she's going to let you know that you were born and then transform into a giant bear. There we go. Now, well, it's a little premature on that tactical detonation. That time it didn't even get him. But yeah, you just want to beat down the bear. And once the bear dies, we'll be able to proceed through our barrier. And again, we'll just head south. Alright, so at this point, kind of deviates from what we've been doing. So the first little bit here is it does have ourselves a set of shrines. So go ahead and shrine if you need. I'm actually going to use it because I just don't want to come back. It's not a user lose, but I don't feel like making the trek all the way back to the quest itself, or the shrine itself. So we're just going to use it now while we're here. Now, once you're done and you're all rebuffed, you do want to head into the water. Now, in the water here, it does have a nice little optional, which can drop a named item. Now, in order to get to the optional, you do need to swim to the other side. So, as you're swimming, you can actually make a right turn right here. You'll notice a first pocket of air. Now, if we head right going west, that will lead deeper into the quest. However, at this point, if we head south, it will be a long underwater tunnel. There are some pockets of air that we can go ahead and grab, but you do want to head all the way to the end, which, as you can see, again, long tunnel. And there we're going to have one random loot chest. Then we're also going to have an optional, which again can drop named loot. So the random loot chest, once we get into this room here, is just located continuing to swim right in our cave. So here it is. Now, if we swim back a little bit to this square room, we can head up. And there actually is a cave section here. Now here we're going to fight some drow. So if we run to the very end, kind of around the edge here, it's going to break open the wall. It's going to have some drow. Now they're going to run to this wall here. And then again, it's just going to be a fight. Once they die, then it'll drop a chest, which again, this chest can have some named armor, so it's not super hard. There's just a few drow. And my luck, a reaper as well. But yeah, it's, you know, even on reaper, we're looking, there was 6 drow. It's really not difficult. Though the drop chance for the armor isn't the greatest, it's still a chance to get that named armor, which actually looks kind of cool. It is a full plate named Firebreak, and again, it's pretty cool looking. The effects are decently okay, but the look of the armor is really, really cool. I'm going to re-roll to see if we can get it, and there we are. So it's the heavy armor, and I'm actually going to show you what it looks like, because again, I really like the look of that armor. Although, actually, that is a bind on equip, so I can still trade that off. So I'm not going to equip it. I am sorry there. But yeah, if you want to take a look, hop over to the wiki. I know they got a picture up there, and it's totally, again, I like the look of it. It's kind of cool looking. So from here, we're going to head back to that first pocket of air, and then we're going to head off west, and that'll actually continue again with the actual quest, and rather than the optional here. Okay. Alright, so here we are, and so yes, now we're heading off to the west. And we're just going to want to follow straight. Now you can, as you see, it does have a little path going this way. You can head there, poke your head up. As you see, there really isn't anything here. So it's very hard to get turned around. Just follow your map and head to the section that you haven't yet gone. And you're going to want to do that right until you get to a giant room, which should be just past here. And you'll see the light beams filtering in. And just swim up. Now at this point, we do have some enemies at the top. And we're going to have a shrine off to our right. So again, if you need, there is some shrining. Now, once you break the door, again, we do have some more wood woads. So it's not just the one, there are a few of them in there. I just ended up pulling one here. As you can see, these guys do hit decently hard, but with only a couple of them, it's not really that bad. Now from here, again, we want to head through. So yeah, what you want to do is obviously kill them all first. Then you want to head through. So you'll see the now actually break the barrier. And here we go, just another group of guys killing the trash. Another little bear here. He is starting to hurt, so I am going to back up. Get our hireling to give us a little top up here. There we go. loot. At this point, there are two directions to head. We can actually head off to the right, going south, or we can continue on with the quest heading north. So I will poke my head off to the right. There can actually be a potential named in there, which can drop some named loot, though it is a rare occurrence and doesn't always spawn in. So it does look like we got it here. There is a villager, and that typically is the point. As you head over there, villager is going to change into a hag. And again, we are kind of pinned in. And it just kind of puts you in here, and you're supposed to be in the middle of the fight. It's honestly not too bad. Again, if you have evasion, these vine horrors are super simple. Now, once they're done, I'm gonna go ahead and grab that loot chest. So this one here is obviously from the event, but this one here, again, only drops if you see that villager. Regardless of whether the villager is up or not, which turns into the hag, you will get the group of vine enemies. So you can head in here, fight them. If you see the villager, you got the optional, so kind of let you get it. And the item that you can get here is the Ivy Wraps. So as you see, again, a nice little one. And again, I'm getting some really nice luck on that loot. Alright. So from here, we are going to want to head down that northern pass. Now, as you'll notice here, we do see a couple of bear traps. There actually are a lot of bear traps leading up to this. We'll actually kind of start spotting them in here. And this is where you get essentially your trap bonus of the quest. So it takes a minute if you have multiple trappers. Awesome. As again, there are just so many of these bear traps. But having all your traps in one place also makes it a little easy, as one, you don't got to worry about the rest of the quest hitting them, and then you can just get them all in one go and then not have to deal with it anymore. So you also notice there are a few more traps than needed. I always pick them up because why not? Get them while they're there. Alright, so again, at this point, just want to make your way through the tunnel. Well, through the giant log. And again, more killing. It's kind of getting to be a theme in these quests. Just group of guys, lots of killing. Next group of guys, more killing. And you just kind of want to make your way to the end, which is the far western side. Once everybody is dead, you will be able to proceed through a barrier. Now at this point here, you will see this little ranger. Now the ranger does have a familiar, which will be a spider, and he will spawn that in as you are fighting him. So just get ready for that. So he'll spawn that in once he gets kind of closer to you. Once they are both defeated, go ahead and grab your loot chest. Now again, this is where the quest kind of deviates. You can head to the end of the quest, or head up for a little extra XP by getting more breakables here. So as you notice, at this point we don't actually have any. So again, we'll grab our loot. Now if we are looking at the door here, obviously we can't head through it, but if we head just off to the right, we can actually head up these kind of stone steps. And this will lead us to an upper section,
This high rock ledge is as dry
which has a bunch of breakables here. As well as a bunch of earth elementals, so just watch yourself. Now obviously in higher difficulties they're actually almost easier to handle. It seems that this content was built for higher difficulties and then scaled down, though they didn't scale it quite right, so it seems a little bit harder on heroic than it actually is in epics. Grab our breakables. We're going to head on to the next section, which has even more elementals and even more breakables. And yeah, so just continue proceeding through this path. Eventually you'll get all your breakable bonus. Again, a few more kills there from these earth ellies. See, we're up to Vandal now. Alright, so we got ransacked. So now at this point, we are going to head back to that main path. So just kind of backtrack your ways a little bit there. And we're going to head down. So if you look on our map, we also have the Thorn Gap Pass. That'll be up here. Alright, so at this point, we want to head through our barrier, heading in north. Now it's going to have our last couple of enemies here. So on our right, we're going to have a few more earth elementals. And again, our luck, Reapers. And then we can head off to the west, and we're actually going to have a nice little shrine here, just up in the corner. Now, again, there are some earth elementals in there as well, so before you actually finalize that shrine, just make sure you take them out, as that might be a little bit more difficult to shrine with these guys on you. So get one last shrine before the end fight. Now, if you can actually save this shrine while you are doing this fight here. Simply because the fight itself, it doesn't actually lock you in that room. So you can make your way out here, and enemies will rubber band back. So it kind of gives you a nice little resting place if it worse comes to worse. So what I am going to do again here is I'm going to just rebuff ourselves. And then I'm going to head in. So the fight here takes place in this giant stone circle. This giant Stonehenge. And we are to fight Aloevain. Now, this fight is going to take place in a few waves. So first we're going to fight Aloevain. Then he's going to transform into an animal. When he does, he's going to summon in a bunch of random trash for us to deal with. He, at that point, is invulnerable. So while he's in animal form, he cannot die. You can hurt him a little bit, but ultimately you cannot kill him. So there he goes. Now in order to get him out of animal form, you just need to kill all the trash. So it really becomes fight there. So now this is where, again, you can drag him back if needed. It will rubber band them eventually. Or not. Okay. So he's not rubber banding, but you can still fight him here. At least if we die, we're right near the shrine. But again, you want to fight these guys here. Now, for the second form, I typically like to have him spawn in on the far side. So, once we get these guys killed, I'm going to spawn them again on the far side here. Ooh, ouch. There we go. So he's going to revert back to human form and again begin to chase us a little bit. So the reason I like to fight this one here is he is a bit more difficult when he is in his bear form, which will be the next form that he takes. Now, fighting him over here and having him transform over here, we can get him to fight the turret, allowing us to sneak all the way out. And once we sneak away from him, should be going pretty soon. There he goes. It will put us far enough away that, again, a lot of these trash mobs, we can kill them before he even realizes what's going on. does seem that a few of them went to the back there with them. So there he goes. And once you've got him out of his bear form, that's it. It's just a straight beat down to the end. And that's it. Once he dies, he does do a little bit of a monologue speech. And then it will count it as defeated. It'll free our little druid, or ranger here. And we can grab our end loot. So, kind of an interesting fight. He has a few of those forms. Each form is kind of annoying, and while he's in his animal form, he is invulnerable. Just remember that. So you can damage him to a point, but you can't actually kill him. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one all.